the Lauren mentioned the way Mark Bash hires and how and so one other thought to add into the equation is whether you're actually understanding what the person is good at versus what's on their resume. Because you can translate a lot of skills to different jobs in completely different fields of work. So long as you say, you know what, someone who's good at this might actually be great at executing this kind of job. So for example, could a head of sales be an amazing recruiter?
Right.
So a head of sales is really good at selling the product,
Sure.
But if recruiting internally is becoming more important for you, maybe you take someone who's amazing at that other job and say, if you can sell external, you can sell internal too.
Yeah.
And so it's a great way to think about a hack, about core expertise, so that you can open up the aperture of who you can look at as a potential employee.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Jay, because even again, I'm a CPA. If you haven't figured out by my look here, I'm a CPA. And I know there's a big trend, particularly with larger corporations, bringing in financial people on the marketing end, because marketing has become so data driven. So like your example of like, hey, you've got somebody that's director of sales, they should be in charge of recruiting because that's what we're trying to sell people to come and work for us. We have other people that might have a good experience in finance and accounting, and maybe if you're a data driven business, maybe that might be a good person to, mining that data to help you with your marketing efforts. Because I'm seeing that, in corporate America. And I have one other hack for you guys. There was a guy who's interviewed. I met him actually at a conference. It was like a Windows and Doors conference like a year ago. He said like he never has problems finding employees because he's always looking out wherever he goes. Like when he goes to restaurants, when he goes to retail stores, he's like, how like, I don't know if you guys are like me, like I don't really pay attention to like my server other than giving my order and, and that's that, you're focused on your meal. He pays attention to the people serving him in stores and restaurants because he's like, he stumbles upon really great people, young people that got energy and great attitude and are really good. He's like, listen, I can teach anybody how to sell windows and doors. I just can't teach people to have that kind of attitude. You know what I mean? And that was another
example. Great example. I think things like that really matter because you're pursuing people who have fundamental traits as to who they are versus an actual skill. And there's a big difference between the two. One, you don't have to look at their resume. You could just understand who they are and what they're good at. And everybody has a spike of something they're amazing at. And it might have nothing to do with their resume.
Right. Right. Yeah. And like I said, and like you guys are referring to, I mean, there's no uniqueness in a business that can't be taught. It's finding the person that's got, the right skill set, personal skills to do that.